hostage. Get us some units over here.
I don't know who the fuck you are, dude, so get the fuck out of here. I'm going to knock you off. Straight up.
¿De dónde vino el güey?
The Almighty Saints, also known as Los Santos, are located on 43rd to 47th from Ashland to Damon. This area is called Halo City. It's actually in the back of the Yards neighborhood. They have a couple different sets to maintain this area. The main block being De La Wood, or 45th and Wood, The Heavens, 45th and Hermitage, Psycho Side on Paulina, and MS, which is on 43rd and Marshfield. They only have one ally, and that's the Latin Brothers, but they have a bunch of enemies. They beef with the GDs and the Gangster 26s in Damonville, the Party Players in Player Town, the Insane Deuces in Spade Town, the SDs in No Love City, the Latin Souls in Murderfield, the GDs in OTM 4900, EBK, HTN, GDs in 053 Loke City, Latin Kings in Crown Town, Latin Kings in Ada City, Party People in G-Town, and that main beef, of course, is with 4800 La Raza and 5150 Terrortown SDs. The Almighty Saints started off as a Polish gang in or around 1959. In the 1960s, when Mexicans started moving into the back of the Yards neighborhood, the Saints were one of the only sets that allowed them to join. They are basically a renegade set, meaning they don't claim people or folk nation, yet at one time, they claimed them both. They've been on 45th and Wood for 60 plus years. They've been able to maintain their position by keeping the Saint tradition going generation after generation. Butcher, who was a chief for the Saints, was said to be Mexican at heart. He was born into one of the first Polish families to settle in the South Side neighborhood back of the Yard. In the early 20th century, the area was full of Eastern European immigrants, Polish, Ukrainian, and Lithuanian. Butcher had a large family. He had 10 siblings. He started running with the Saints in the 60s, got arrested in 73, and got out in the 90s. And he died in 2019. He's seen every level of evolution that the Saints had. The Saints are thought to be one of the most dangerous gangs in Chicago. The Saints have been known to kill with no hesitation, and to even shoot police. They also have a reputation for shooting neutrons and starting beef with new sets as well.
Where the fuck these niggas at? We on Bishop. We met up with the guys right now. We met up with the guys come from Ashland.
Free all the hitters, man. Free all the guys, man. We all here for these niggas.
Some say they're the bullies on the Yard. Murder, assault, drug sales, armed robbery, auto theft, arson, and kidnapping are among the things they're involved in. In 2005, 25 Saint members were indicted on drug charges and gun trafficking as a result of the CPD's Operation Halo. The Saints to this day possess a heavy influence in the back of the Yards neighborhood, and the members continue to get younger and younger. I can recall a news article that I read where a young Saint, only 12, caught 2 bodies because he wanted to be a Saint. The boy was just 2 weeks shy of his 13th birthday, and yet his infatuation with the Latin Saints street gang already was in full bloom. He had been suspended from school for drawing gang graffiti. He had a tattoo of a halo on his left hand, and he was sporting the gang's colors, baby blue and black. This was, he told friends and teachers at the Seward Academy, one way to fit in as a white kid in a school where he was a minority and in the South Side neighborhood where the gang rivalries were long-standing and clear. On Monday evening, just hours after a teacher had tried to persuade the boy to quit the Saints, he gained the first mark on his criminal rap sheet, murder charges for a double homicide. According to Chicago police and prosecutors, the youth walked up behind 2 teenagers outside a church at West 50th and South Paulina Streets, and the boy, armed with a .38 caliber snub-nosed revolver, shot them. Later, he told the police that he had just wanted to shoot somebody, authorities said. The killings of Robert Owens, 15, and Delvin Harris, 14, or more than just another violent act in a neighborhood gang war. Charged in a double murder, standing in front of juvenile court judge Gerald Winnicki on Tuesday afternoon, his hands behind his back and picking at his fingernails, the chubby-faced youth wore a jacket with Iceman written across the collar. Had he been 2 weeks older, he could have been tried as an adult. He walked up to the victims on the street and he shot them. Cook County Assistant State's Attorney Michelle Simmons said, following the court hearing, "The Saints really stand on the mantra, Almighty don't like nobody. They don't care if you 8 to 80, blind, cripple, or crazy. Anybody can get it." They got a lot of notoriety in 2001 when Francisco Romero took out a 12-year-old Latin soul and received 65 years for it.
At the trial, the state presented evidence revealing that on July 28, 2001, the victim and his 11-year-old friend Edgar Jimenez were walking down West 48th Street in Chicago, Illinois. When they happened upon their 10-year-old friend, Ivan Diaz, Ivan was with his brother, Jesus Diaz, Jeffrey Hooper, and Jose Cepeda, in front of the Diaz residence at 1714 West 48th Street. The residence was located within the territory of the Latin Souls street gang, and Jesus, Jeffrey, and Jose were all members of the Latin Souls. At the time of the shooting, Jesus was sitting on a chair in front of the house. Jesus had a clear view to the west, but his eastern view was obstructed by a wall next to the gangway that extended alongside the house. The gangway continued back to a coach house, and then to the alleyway. The gate to the gangway is approximately 6 feet tall, and at the time of the shooting, it was closed and locked. Jeffrey was standing at the doorway to the house. Ivan was in front of Jesus. Jose was standing in front of the gate to the gangway, and the victim and Edgar were standing farther away southwest of Jesus. Just prior to the shooting, Jose made a motion to move away from the gate and moved onto the porch. Jesus was talking to the victim when he heard a shot fired, smelled smoke, and saw a bullet enter the right side of the victim's head. The victim fell to the ground and Jesus ran inside the house to shut the door for a moment. After realizing what had happened, Jesus opened the door and went to see the victim, who was on the ground bleeding and shaking. Jesus told Jeffrey to call 911. Jesus testified that he then saw a man with a gun exit the church across the street. He was concerned until the man flashed a police badge and Jesus called him over. Jesus also told Jose to get a towel to place over the victim. Edgar testified that at the time of trial, he was a member of the La Raza Street gang and that they were at war with every other gang, including the Latin Saints. In addition, Edgar was on probation in juvenile court for possession of a gun. However, at the time of the shooting, Edgar was not affiliated with the gang. Edgar testified that on the day of the shooting, he saw a defendant run up the gangway, shake the gate with both hands, and look at Edgar over the fence for a couple of seconds. Edgar noticed that the defendant had a teardrop tattoo under his left eye, a shag haircut with the tail in the back, and was wearing a baby blue and white shirt, the colors of the Latin Saints. When asked by defense counsel, Edgar admitted that he told the police he saw a teardrop tattoo under the shooter's right eye, but he denied that he told the police he had a bad complexion. Edgar testified that the defendant had a pistol in his right hand, which he reached out through the gate and then shot the victim. Edgar testified that he fled to a nearby house, ran up to the second floor, and asked some ladies in the house to call an ambulance. Edgar returned to the scene to find the victim with blood on his face, shaking, and his eyes were turning white. Edgar then ran home because he was scared and did not talk to the police on the scene.
The Saints are also very well known for their wars with the SDs and La Raza. It's been said that in 2017, the Saints took out 20 SDs from Brighton Park and 5900 Gage Park within 9 months. The Saints allegedly killed a guy and went and shot up his vigil, killing 3 more people and injuring 8. They also allegedly shot 5 Razas, injuring 4 and killing 1 in an August of 2022 mass shooting. After the hit, a Saint went to the Raza's hood to see the damage they had done. He ended up getting jumped, and the La Raza slid back while the police was at the scene.
I don't know who the fuck you are, dude, so get the fuck out of here, bro. I'm gonna knock you off, straight up. ¿De dónde vino el güey? What up?
Y'all pray for those victims. We don't know their conditions yet. 5 of them shot, at least 5, they said. And we got more gunshots. Do y'all hear that?
It's been said that immediate retaliation is a must when it comes to Latin gangs. Saints are also allegedly responsible for one of the most gruesome deaths that the city of Chicago has ever seen. I think that what makes the Saints so dangerous is the fact that it don't matter if you're a neutron, it don't matter if you're a gangbang, it don't matter what part of the city that you're from. If they catch you, they normally shoot first and ask questions later. There's been numerous accounts of mistaken identity in the back of the Yards neighborhood dealing with the Saints. They even shot an ATF agent. So it don't matter if you're a police or whatever. In the Saints neighborhoods, you can get it. Their colors are baby blue and black. They also have a tactic when they approach people. They approach you acting like they're a part of their rival gang. And if you embrace that approach, 9 times out of 10, you'll be killed. But to make sure that you stay safe, just stay away from New City in the back of the Yards neighborhood. And stay away from Canaryville as well. It's your boy SNTV. I'm out.